All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I have an incredible interviewee for you today, Russell Alley. And he is a visionary and entrepreneur and high ticket network marketer who is also specializing in the same field as I am, where we're helping people transition from the traditional time for money kind of grind into the new
Mhm.
rich lifestyle. And Russell, after pivoting from owning and operating a successful, very successful truck and crane business, he and his wife Amber, who's also in the space with him right now, they focus now on leveraging automated systems, and we were just talking about
Mhm.
all of that, and high value affiliate partnership that create a life that is true freedom and sovereignty, which is their major goal. So this is going to be a big year for them. They've
Mhm.
committed to going all in for 2026, and I'm so happy to have them on the team and have them working alongside us. So Russell, welcome.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having us on. Yeah, I appreciate it.
yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what life looked like a little bit before starting your online business?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, for the past 15 years, I've been heavily involved in the truck and crane industry. So my dad actually started the company 27 years ago. So I've been, 27 years I've been around the trucks and I've been greasing them and washing them as a teenager, but officially been with the company 15 years and I've been a partner for 10. But yeah, it's a family-owned company, brick and mortar. We have 21 cranes, 10 trailers, a bunch of subcontractors, 30 plus employees. It gets hectic at times, but yeah, it was pretty stressful. And when you're managing that much heavy iron and equipment, that many people, the weight of it kind of starts to outweigh the return on your time. So I was looking for something a little different, and that's when I was kind of introduced to this system. So.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that because my husband and I, we have restaurants, and so we're always dealing with staff and
Mhm.
scheduling and all that kind of stuff. So it gets really complicated because now you're not only managing your own schedule and your own life and your own goals, but you have everyone else on top of that as well.
Yeah.
And
And all and all
as
their
a bit
problems too, and all their stuff they
exactly,
bring to work, and
exactly.
then you take that on and you want to help them and support them, and it's a lot.
That's right. And that just means that you're a caring entrepreneur.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all that means. So that's
Yeah.
really fascinating because I've never actually, I do have one friend from way back when that I heard that he also has a trucking company, but this is a new industry for me. So I'm really thrilled to learn more about that in the future with you. I'm sorry, I'm just putting this on Do Not Disturb
No,
because
it's all good. No, the
twinkly
truck
things.
the trucking crane industry is it's booming up here up in Vancouver.
Mhm.
There's a lot of competition. But it is a very rewarding business. You get the call, someone has a problem.
Mhm.
I got a load in my yard. It weighs 20,000 pounds. I need to get off this trailer. Can you come help me? And the answer is like, yep, we'll be there. We show up, we do a good job, we go away and we go save the day. So we do get to provide value. Um, with that, it's a service-based industry, but we're not selling a product, we're providing a service, but the service
Yeah.
is just very expensive.
And service industry is a really difficult field to get into. So tell me, what was it that sort of triggered you? Like, how did you first come across this online
Mm.
high ticket sales business? What caught your attention? What made you go, maybe that might be something we might want to transition to?
Yeah, well, you know AJ and JR, right? So
Yeah.
JR is actually like my brother-in-law, I call him. He's married to my sister.
Oh, I love that.
So I actually got him into online businesses over a decade ago. And
Mm.
I know what he does. And then he kind of approached me last year, I guess it'd be December of 2024. And I've actually known about this particular company for over a decade. I've never looked into this industry quite like deeply. I've never deep dived into it. So
Mhm.
coming from my background, um, the leverage really stopped me in the tracks here. In the crane industry, if we want to grow, we're looking at $100,000 for a down payment. We're
Mm.
looking at a year to put a truck together. We have to train the operator. We have to pay for the fuel. We gotta get the insurance. We got to do weekly, monthly maintenance, certifications, all that. So when he kind of introduced me to this, I always listen to JR. I always hear what he's got to say. But I really liked what he heard, and what caught my attention was just how easily you can get into this industry with like potentially zero money down in most cases
Mhm.
and start making unlimited amount of money in a very short span of time without having to put out $100,000 or $50,000 or $80,000, what would that look like? So
Yeah,
that
I'd
was
love
that
to
was really
dive
fun.
into that a little bit more because that is something that a lot of people really don't quite understand. You know, we always have these dreams of being a business owner. I mean, when I was younger, I always wanted to
Mhm.
be a business owner, la la la
Yeah.
la,
The coffee shop, the
You're
something,
right,
right? Yeah.
exactly, and then you go, oh, wait, I need to throw down some heavy cash to get this going. So let's just
Hmm.
back it up a little bit, Russell, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Just sort of tell us like what brought you into the trucking and craning industry? Like what made you was it a takeover? Were you in that already as an
Hmm.
employee and wanted to be your own boss kind of thing? Like what brought you to
Got
that?
it.
And then, because that's a big decision, you had to have capital. You had to,
Hmm.
get the loans and, you know, deal with the banks and all that to get the capital to do that. So what made you say, yeah, this is cool. I want to do this?
Yeah, so my background actually starts in the restaurant industry. So when I was 18, I worked at an Italian restaurant in Edmonton called Chianti's on White Avenue. If you're from Edmonton, you know it. So I actually worked in the restaurant industry from 18 to about 28. My mom still works in the restaurant industry. So I always thought my calling was in restaurants. And when
Mhm.
I hit about 22 years old, I kind of came to my dad, and luckily, my dad already started the business, so the hard work was really done. It wasn't until a few years later I actually put some investment in, but yeah, no, the family being in a family business that really I was already saturated in it. I already knew, how to grease, how to operate. I learned how to drive, so getting into that industry was really just a matter of it being a family business, and the opportunity was there when I started investing into the business heavily. Yeah, I was around 26 years old. And yeah, I think the first truck is $30,000, and my dad and I split that.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, that it just allowed me to get in. I had a foot in thanks to my dad. And then since then we've now scaled to we had about four trucks back then, and now we run, 17 company trucks, 21 trucks in total, 10 trailers.
Gosh, that is incredible. Bravo.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is I love that it starts off with a family business. You know, there's so many ways to start a business. And
Hmm.
my husband also started his restaurants through family business and since then
Got it.
has grown on, grown on, grown on. But yeah, the investment that you have to put now, you started off with sharing that with your father in the beginning, and then now you've grown to so many I can't even do the percentage on what that growth is.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's a lot of capital that's sitting there, a lot of equity that's there, and you had to put that in, not your employees, but you had to do that. So
Correct.
now RJ shows you this incredible opportunity, and you say, wait, how much do I need to get in to start this thing?
$0 down. Like, I want to hear more. It kind of piqued my interest really, really quick. And he showed me the presentation. He showed me kind of just, what the business was about. And it really just spoke to me. Like, um, not having to put in a massive amount of money, but being able to generate large amounts of revenue in a short period of time, over time, passive and active. That was just like, okay, that clicks for me. I like that. Because we
Right?
don't get passive income in my business,
No.
that are coming from. There is no passive income. If those trucks don't roll, if we don't go out and do the work, we're not getting paid. But there's still insurance and overhead and all the stuff to pay for. I think, we have mass overhead. So, and like
Yeah,
in your restaurants, I'm sure you know
yeah,
too,
this is a
right?
big, and then I'm also a gym owner and a fitness trainer.
Wow.
So if I'm not present for my clients, I'm not generating income, period. End of
Correct.
story. If I go on a vacation, I'm literally taking out of my gym income in order to do that.
Mhm.
And then it's, about playing catch up afterwards. Because
Oh, you got 2 weeks to catch up on just paperwork alone. Yeah.
yeah, and it's
Emails.
exactly. And so and the buck stops with you. You're the
Yeah.
business owner, right? So you wear all the hats.
Yeah.
You and Amber, but you guys are wearing all the hats, right? And so
Yeah.
it catches up. And then when you realize that there's actually a different way and a better way to
Mhm.
generate even more income and
Yeah.
scale in a much, much bigger way by helping so many other people scale as well, it
Mhm.
kind of like becomes a no-brainer.
When I saw people in this industry generating double the amount of profit, net profit in year one with
Mhm.
this industry that we've been generating in 27 years, that was an eye opener. It's
Yeah.
like 27-year company, great, lots of revenue coming in, but lots of revenue going out.
Mhm.
Overhead's a real problem in a lot of businesses, brick and mortar, especially if you have to own a property or own a building or own a gym or restaurant. For us, it's equipment, offices, but in high ticket sales, in affiliate marketing, it's there's almost virtually no overhead. Like I have my phone, I have my computer, we have internet, boom, you're in business. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. So tell me, how has that changed your life coming from having to go to a place of work and all this kind of stress of having this big business, and now you're having this? I know you're
Well,
looking over at Amber going,
well, yeah, we went to the gym together as a couple for the first time in 6 years today.
"Oh, I
Today.
love that."
Yeah. She's been a trooper. My phone used to ring at 5 a.m. Every morning and used to go till about 10 p.m. every night. And until I had a team in place, which took place a few years later, my phone still goes off from six to 10 every night. But as of this year, like my phone's quiet. We can actually go in our sauna every morning. We can go to the gym every morning. We can spend Fridays with our kids. Our kids don't have school on Fridays. So we're able to put them in a private school. Um, they don't have school on Fridays, so now we get to go hike with them or go to the pool with them, do fun things with them. And like that's been a really big impact so far, even just over the last couple months.
Yeah, I'd say it's a fair dream come true. And
Yeah.
you're just touching just touching. You're not even
Oh yeah.
sailing away with it yet,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just already you're starting to see massive changes. I
Oh.
love that there's more family time. I love that there's
Hmm.
more couples time. I think that's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing a lot about that as the more and more people I talk to who are in
Hmm.
this industry. It's really beautiful. So let's just say, someone's curious, right? You're
Yeah.
talking to someone or they're watching this right now. If you're watching this right now and you're curious, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and Russell and I will reach out to you and give you more information.
Yeah.
But so let's talk to that person who's curious right now, going, what on earth are you guys talking about? What's the one thing, a lot of people tend to be skeptical
Hmm.
about, like, wait, huh? What? It can't be real. There's all
Yeah.
these acronyms that people are always using, the pyramid, the scam, the this, that, all these
Hmm.
words, right? But what's the thing that you're going to say to them who's actually curious and wants to kind of lean in a little bit more? What's your advice to them?
Yeah. First off, skepticism is perfectly okay. I'm a skeptic
Natural.
in a lot of things too. But no, like it's better to take action. I think the successful people in the world and all the successful people that I know and that I hang out with and I look up to, they just take action
Mhm.
and they figure it out along the way. You don't need to be a genius to be in affiliate marketing. You don't need to be you don't need to have a big network. You just need to show up every day and be consistent. And if you're already doing that as a job, what's the difference in just showing up and being consistent at home at night? Um, that's just the biggest thing. And if you don't ask the questions, you don't get the answers. So if you're skeptical of it, ask the questions. Why are you skeptical? Are you skeptical because you're just trained to be skeptical and you're just so used to hearing all these objections about the industry? Or are you skeptical because you just don't have enough information yet? And if you don't have enough information, ask for the information. And the person who you're talking to will give it to you.
Yeah, I
And
love
I
that
just
you're
say,
saying that. I love that
yeah,
you're saying that. I read somewhere how the things that people tend to believe are not necessarily their beliefs. They're just
yeah,
reflecting other people's stories or other people's beliefs and what they've heard and what they've learned to believe.
what they've
And
been exposed to.
and we're not doing enough self intake and really thinking processes through of what
Yep.
we want to actually believe and how we want to actually see the world. We're just taking on other people's opinions. It's
100%.
really
You
fascinating.
only know what you know, and
Yeah,
you don't know what you don't know. So
exactly.
until you know, you don't know.
Let's go, Jim Rohn.
I should write that
I
one
love it.
down.
I love it. That's awesome. Russell, thank you so much for taking the time
Yeah.
out today and really just diving in with us. Really appreciated spending time with you. Amber, thank
Yeah.
you over there as well. And one day it'll be
Thank
you
you.
and me up here, girl. I know it, right? I just
100%.
want to
Thanks
say
for
thank
having
you
me
so
on.
much. Yeah, of course. And again, anyone who's watching this, if you're interested in getting more information, you don't have to be a previous business owner yourself. You don't even
Mhm.
have to have any experience with this sort of business model at all. Neither of us had any experience at all
Correct.
before coming in. So just, ask questions. We're here to answer them for you. All right.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much, everyone.